Since August 2022 elections, President William Ruto and opposition chief Raila Odinga have maintained hardline positions, dismissing a possibility of a cooperation deal. Counter-accusations from both camps have left the country in limbo on what to expect from both President Ruto and the Azimio leader. However, governance and political analysts appearing on the NTV on Monday, January 30, argued that either way a consensus has to be reached even if it meant a handshake. With Odinga leading the opposition troops in castigating and claiming the August 9th election's victory, Herman Manyora insisted that President Ruto has to reach out to Odinga. He argued that Ruto had to reach out lest suffer the legitimacy baggage that his predecessor former President Uhuru Kenyatta suffered in the 2017 elections. Here is what analyst Manyora had to say
about the Raila's 2-week ultimatum. So I will invite you to comment on that. I'm curious what you have to say to that. He says UN inspectors to be the ones carrying out the audit of the electoral process. And then he went on, otherwise, alisema hamtujui sisi. That is what he said.
You don't know us.
You don't know us.
Yes. And ask Moi.
Yes. Ah, you watched? Yes. That is what he said.
You know, I think I've been trying to make a point which maybe, and I'm a teacher. I don't know how I'm failing to make the point.
No, you see your students.
The point I'm trying to make is this, and I hope people are listening and they should share with Kimani Ichung'wah and Ruto and the rest. Raila just want to give them trouble. So when you talk of 2 weeks, that is almost an impossible demand. These are not boys you can just summon, come to Kenya in 2 weeks. And Kenya is a sovereign state. They can't just land here. So these are impossible demands you are making. And that's why Prof here is getting it wrong. He wants a rational approach, logical approach, educate people, go to Lake Victoria, the shores and tell them there's so much fish here, yet the government is, no! You want to work up the crowds and hype the things, and you must quick, short, and what? The medics will tell you. It must be quick, short, and severe. Yeah, the word is severe. You see? So if you want to achieve this thing, it cannot go beyond 2-3 months. You must hit all these rallies in the country, then come back to Nairobi. And by the time you come back to Nairobi, Ruto will sit down and listen to what you are saying. Because you'll be telling him, leave State House. This is what I'm trying to tell you. People are not getting it. And look at it this way. Look at the Raila you are seeing. This is not the Raila Ruto is used to. This is a different Raila. Raila has had a war with himself. A war of image. To be accepted by the West that feared him. Even the business community, not this Nairobi business community where I belong, but the really business guys in this country, they feared Raila. So he was trying to create the image of an acceptable person. And that has cost him, because in the process he has lost his core supporters. If you notice in these 2 rallies, now the third rally.
That is Raila now.
This is a new Raila. That's the really Raila people knew in the 90s and 80s. That's the real Raila now. So Ruto is dealing with the real Raila, not the camouflage Raila with a suit. Soon, I will not even be surprised to find Raila in a military fatigue in one of these rallies. The real Raila I know, and that's the Raila you have seen. You've noticed something else. In the past 10 years or so, Raila had abandoned his troops. You saw them yesterday, the Gauchos, People's President, whatever they call themselves, Ghetto President, Bunge la Wananchi. They were given an opportunity.
He gave them the mic.
Those are bad boys, because me, I know them. I talk to them, I know. These are people who have nothing to lose. And those are the real soldiers. In the process of trying to change his image, Raila distanced himself from those people. Now he has brought them back on board. And the language Raila is using, I don't want to say it's reckless, but surely it's not language you would associate with Raila Odinga. Okay?
To be honest, I was
what does that tell you?
Even by Martha Karua.
Yes.
Because she said you die once.
Once. Unazaliwa siku moja. These are guys all out to cause trouble. They have nothing to lose. And we have been progressively moving to this point, and I've warned many times. The moment you remove hope, you are creating anarchy. The hope that you can win the president in this country has been completely removed now. So people at a point they are saying we'll do it another way, which is not good for any country. And that's why I invite William Ruto to look at these things more critically than he's doing. If anybody is advising there's anything he can do when the people spill in the streets, he's lying to him, because there's nothing you can do. And nobody wins. He will not win. Raila will not win. Kenya will not win. We will all be losers. And the responsibility, like somebody said, it's Martin or Prof here, the responsibility is more on the president than the rest. It was you, eh? Because when history is written, they will say things went south during the reign of, during the rule of whatever you call it, of William Ruto, not Raila Odinga. So he has a bigger responsibility to be the bigger brother. It is only him who can extend his hand to Raila. It can't come from Raila. Only him can extend. You see how Uhuru and Raila were cagey about who looked for who.
Yeah, exactly.
It was a very it's not a simple thing in communication, political communication. It's a very serious thing. Who looked for who? They were avoiding it. But in this instance, it is Ruto to extend his hand to Raila Odinga in the interest of this country. Because none of them will win. Because the Raila I am seeing, the Mother Karua you had, the people you are seeing, you cannot manage them using state power. State power is so limited. State power works when things are moving well, and when there is hope that there is a next election coming and I can win it. But if you have removed that hope, and you see this is not whether it is true or not, whether it's factual or not, it is a question of perception. The perception around the corner now, around this country, is that you cannot have power in a democratic way. That's the perception. Okay. It could be far from the fact and from the truth. But in public affairs, perception is key.